All right, and we are back, and we are going to cover the post-capture of my variant Yeonoh. Again, if you guys are on the fence of which one you guys are wanting to capture out with the Capture Festival, again, there's no reason to really be in a rush to do this, but if you're on the fence, you don't know which one's good or bad, again, in the link in the description is going to Eilieo. Eilieo has a great video talking about his opinion on which ones are good for what and talking about their kits, and he also does a great job of giving you guys kind of a gems to throw on there, so definitely go check that out. The link's down below. And yeah, so let's talk about my thoughts after everything that's gone on. And the first thing I'm going to point out with you guys is I caught this Astromon at a very low chance, and that was barely 10%. I think at the end it was only 10% chance to catch it, and I still caught it. So going back to what I said yesterday on the beginning of the Capture Festival, you're pretty much going to be guaranteed to capture this. And the funny thing about this is sometimes sliming 95% and you miss, and here we caught this at 10%. So don't worry, keep at it and you will eventually get, like I said, capture this Astromon. Now the second thing I wanted to show you guys was how many Astromon I caught in total to raise up my levels. Okay, this was done with and I will say this, I had 2 free 1 hour encounter rate buffs going. Those were free, got them through logging in, and like you guys have, if you use them, remember those are going to help you encounter the rares and above you need to increase the chance of encountering Yeonoh, and so keep that in mind that those are helpful. You do not have to get them though, because I will tell you right now, I'm pretty sure past this Mona here, I didn't have any buffs anymore. So all the Astromon you see left on the screen here, all the way up to him, he does not. I did not have a buff running, so I didn't catch this Astromon with a encounter rate buff going. But as you can kind of see here, this is not that many Astromon. And let's see if we can see it a little bit easier on this on here. So again, starting with my Gilgamesh, because I was running my the quests finally for Eilieo and getting it done. But yeah, all of this is what I captured before finally capturing here. Now, it's only rares and above, so these variant 1 stars don't count towards the variant counter for him. The 2 stars don't count, it's only rares. So, looking at my counter list here, I only have, looks like 1 Mona, 2 Monas. I literally only have 2 3-star variants that counted towards my variant counter. All the rest of these 3-star rares went directly towards the rare encounter rate. And so this is not a bad, at all a bad, amount of Astromon to raise that up. And that's kind of where my opinion kind of comes into about this Capture Festival. The unfortunate thing is how quickly it went on. And we'll jump out here. Let's go. Let's see if it clears out if you capture him. No, it's still right here. Again, this is why I told you guys 11 days, now 10 days left to encounter him. This is going to be really easy. You can definitely go out there and 100% you'll be able to catch a variant. You are going to encounter this guy so much. With this, as you can see, it's very high. That I was honestly encountering him so much that I honestly thought it was ridiculous, because this is a 5-star Astromon. It should be a little bit more special than that. I do like this system, but as this is their first run with it, I feel like we are the guinea pigs for it. So this is going to change and whatnot. It's just a little bit weird how we can capture or go out and rarely see a legendary Astromon. I think back when I was, and I might do this again for fun, just to see the statistics, to see if it's any different. I don't have the spreadsheets anymore, but I used to calculate what I would capture every day for capture festivals because I was trying to beat people who were cheating. I talked about that in my before this got released on the patch notes, I think last week. And so I was looking at how many Astromon I was actually catching every day, and that was rares, S rares, and legendaries. And even with a buff back then, you would only encounter, I was only encountering at most 4 to 5 legendaries every single day. And that's 12 hours worth of running this game. And I want you to think about that. 12 hours straight, and only in that time frame were you getting, 3 to 4 legendary Astromon. That's a very, very low encounter rate. Now, again, this is all RNG. It's based on the math and what the game, picks in essence, but at the end of the day, that's what I remember going after. I can tell you within an hour's time last night, I didn't see a variant. I literally saw nothing but the normal one, and I saw 16 of them within an hour. And you're constantly having to stop and cancel it out and go off of the get out of it and try and hopefully wait for a variant to show up. And the big thing to me is, I think, again, while this is very cool, I think the capture or the encounter rate needs to be a little bit harder to raise this up. I think the numbers need to change a little bit to make this more longevity, so to speak. Because again, you guys are going to have this done within a day. I have no doubt that you guys can go out there, like on your day, on your time off or whatever. If you spend 10 hours playing this game while you're sitting down doing something else, you're going to have your variant pretty quickly. And this isn't the first one I've caught. The second one was on a different account. It's literally... It's so fast. So, and just keep this in mind. This is my opinion. I like this. I want to put that out there. I love this system. I've wanted to be able to go out and capture 5 stars for at least 4 or 5 years now, because yes, capture festivals are nice, but if we could start getting into the rotation these nice, these 5-star Astromon, because I'm a big proponent about giving back to the players, about giving the players the opportunity. And going even into talking about how we have even a Primo festival with this Astromon. Again, this is still a business at the end of the day. They are trying to, get us to buy gems to put into this, but Monster Super League has been, at least to me, a little bit more than a business. It has been a game that is not, it's not catering to, its players, but it's still one of the best free-to-play games out there. And so while I don't like to capture just one of these guys, I think it should be allowed to capture all 3 variant of them, and then it pushes them to come into here and maybe get a summon out of the Primo Festival, right? Because you're only going to get the light and the dark versions out of the Primo Festival. So then let people spend their gems in this context to, go after the light and the dark versions. So you give the players 3 copies of them, and you still kind of push them to go into the Primo Festival, because no matter what, you need 4 Astromon to Evo 3 something. So I think if they change the encounter rate out on it to be a little bit more, so that if they're going to make these 11 days long, for crying out loud, that players, get at least 5 days of farming and then they're done, because again, this just doesn't feel as if it was tested, too tested out. And again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but I love this. This is a very cool idea. I've wanted something like this before. The fact that the gun can change and has changed its model, the fact that you can spend, some gold to increase your encounter rate. I talked about the special Astro chip, and again, as I will reiterate here, this is a heavy cost to newer players just because the capture festivals are new and unique to you, and that's great. And I want you guys to, to have that experience with these capture festivals, because that is new Astromon for you. That is fun to go out there and encounter something new every month and different, and you're getting free gems. But there's always that balance, and even I have to take that back for myself, because I'm always thinking of the newer players that come out here, not just the new players and the people who are coming through my YouTube videos, but newer players in general. As a game designer, I'm thinking of, well, what's the new player experience? And for newer players, this is cool. You guys are going to get a 5-star Astromon. However, dumping your gems into this and burning through your Astro chips is a heavy cost early on, whereas someone like me, as I talked about yesterday, 7 years in the game, I've caught pretty much everything in the game that I am allowed to catch, and so me burning through my chips for these 5-star Astromon it's no skin off my back, so to speak. But regardless, this is still fun. I had a great time. This was cool to actually encounter this Astromon. You get to pick which one you want to go after. We'll definitely see how they change it in the future. But I'm going to leave my opinion off on there. Again, had a great time with it. I wish it would last longer, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below. Again, I read most of the comments and get back to you guys as fast as I can. I appreciate all you guys watching, liking, subscribing, all the normal jazz that we talk about. And I will see you all in the next video.